In human beings, conception occurs when an egg cell fuses with a sperm cell to form what will eventually become an embryo, then a fetus, then a baby. Contraception, also known as birth control, is what we use to prevent this pregnancy from occurring, because babies can be inconvenient. Pregnancy typically occurs through penetrative sex, wherein a penis ejaculates sperm-carrying semen into a vagina. When it comes to contraception, there are two main types out there: barrier methods and hormonal methods. Barrier methods put a physical barrier between the penis and the cervix, the passageway between the vagina and the uterus, to prevent sperm from being able to enter to meet an egg. The most common barrier method is the external condom, which goes over the penis and collects the semen. If used correctly, external condoms are 98% effective at preventing pregnancy. Different materials external condoms can be made of include latex, polyisoprene, polyurethane, and lambskin, and all of those, except for the lambskin, also protect against sexually transmitted infections. Condoms are great because they're widely available in shops for cheap and sometimes for free at schools, health clinics, and sometimes bars. The other type of condom out there is the internal condom, which does the exact same jobs, except instead of going over the penis, this one is inserted into the vagina. It's got a ring at the closed end to hold it in place, it's made of nitrile, and it's 95% effective if used correctly. The other barrier methods are also inserted into the vagina to cover the cervix, and are also combined with spermicides to stop the sperm from moving. These include the sponge, which is a foam sponge that comes with the spermicide already in it and is 80 to 91% effective if used correctly. The cervical cap, a little silicone cap that you apply spermicide to, which is 86% effective if used correctly. And the diaphragm, which is a thin silicone cup that you also apply the spermicide to, and that's 94% effective if used correctly. You pop them in, you do the sex, and then you have to leave them in for 6 hours. Keep in mind that condoms are the only form of contraception that also protect against sexually transmitted infections, and that spermicides can actually irritate genital tissue and increase your risk for HIV and other STIs. Now we have hormonal methods, which prevent pregnancy by preventing the egg from leaving the ovaries and also thickening the cervical mucus to keep sperm from getting through. These might have unpleasant side effects like nausea, bleeding between periods, mood swings, etc., or sometimes pleasant side effects like reduced or better regulated periods. The most common form of hormonal method is the birth control pill. These are pills that you take daily that for most brands are a combination of estrogen and progestin, although some of them are progestin only. The pill is 99% effective if used as directed, although certain supplements and medicines, as well as your weight, can decrease its effectiveness, so that's something to watch out for. Other hormonal methods include the implant, which is a really tiny plastic rod that's inserted into your arm. It lasts for 3 years and is over 99% effective. Then there's the patch, a small band-aid style sticker that you put on the skin, leave for 3 weeks, remove for a week for your period, and then replace. It's 99% effective if used as directed. Then there's the shot, also known as depo-provera, which is an injection that lasts for 3 months and is also 99% effective if taken as directed. Then there's the Nuva ring, a flexible plastic ring that you put inside the vagina. Like with the patch, you leave it in for 3 weeks, take it out for a week to have your period, and then replace it. Also like the patch, it's 99% effective if used correctly. As with the pill, all of these hormonal methods can have decreased effectiveness if used with certain medications and supplements, and none of them protect against STIs. Then we have the IUD, a small device shaped like the letter T that is actually inserted into the uterus. There are 2 hormonal brands of IUD, Skyla and Mirena, which are effective for 3 and 5 years respectively. Then there's the copper IUD, Paragard, which is unique in that it has no hormones whatsoever, but is just as effective and lasts for 12 years. This is great for people that want a long-term birth control method but don't want to have to worry about hormones messing with their body. All 3 IUDs are over 99% effective, and Paragard can even function as emergency contraception and is 99.9% effective at preventing pregnancy if inserted within 5 days after unprotected sex. So those are all the common items available as methods of contraception. There are also, of course, natural methods like fertility awareness, typically around 76% effective and pulling out, 96% effective if done perfectly every time, 78% effective if not. The permanent method of sterilization, which is over 99% effective, and the emergency method, the morning after pill, which varies in effectiveness based on the brand, your BMI, and how long after sex you take it. There are so many choices out there when it comes to pregnancy prevention. If you'd like more information on any of these methods, I highly recommend checking out bedsider.org or the Planned Parenthood website. Both of these unfortunately use binarist terms, but they do contain a wealth of great information. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you've used any of these methods, what your experiences were. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.